So in today's video, I want to talk about motivation. So if you ever feel like you're not good enough, maybe you're feeling down, a little bit frustrated, you don't know what steps to take next, then I believe this is the right video for you. So first up, I want to mention that almost all of us artists struggle with the same issues. It's not like once you're a professional, these issues just suddenly go away. Sometimes they get worse. And sometimes they're a little bit bigger, these problems. So just remember that just because you're a beginner or a starter, or just because you haven't reached the level of a professional artist yet, it doesn't mean that you are worse off or that professionals do not experience the same problems or that their lives are perfect. That's totally not the case. But anyway, so when I have these days where I feel down, frustrated, depressed, lost, what I like to do is I like to remind myself why I started drawing in the first place, which is passion. I had a real big passion for this. I love to draw and I like being around like-minded people. So that is the number one thing that I like to do when I feel down. I remind myself why I started and I remind myself of the love that I have for art. And that most of the time instantly gets me back to drawing. It just kind of lights that fire in me and it brings back joy. And so next time you're feeling down, just remind yourself why you started. Remind yourself of that happiness, that excitement, that joy that you had when you first started drawing. And I promise you, it'll work. It's like magic. It just works instantly. And so the next thing that I do is I think of my dreams and my goals because those are really important to me. So when you're feeling down and you have any doubts, remind yourself of something or think of something that is worth fighting for. So that could be a dream, a goal. It could be your family. It could be anything. Maybe you want to change your lifestyle. Anything that is so important to you that you're willing to fight for it, think of that. And to me, those are my dreams, my goals that I haven't achieved yet. So maybe it is that you want to buy a new car. Maybe you want to buy a new house. Maybe you want to move to a new country. Maybe you want to travel the world. Whatever your dream is, think of that and be very honest with yourself on what you need to do in order to reach those dreams. So in my case, I know I need to become a better artist to reach any of my dreams. And so that instantly motivates me to get back to the drawing desk and keep pushing myself. Find something that you're really passionate about and something that is worth fighting for, something that you really want. I mean, not just something like a piece of cake where you feel like, oh, I could have a piece of cake now. I mean, like a real big dream of yours, something that is so important to you. I mean, like a huge dream that you always wanted. Think of that and always remind yourself of that one thing. And that's what I do. And so, for example, a few years ago, I wanted to move to Japan badly. I never moved there, but at the time, the dream was so big that, I mean, like every single day I worked towards that goal. And it kind of pushed me through some really difficult times. And I'm really thankful for that. And it just goes to prove that you need something worth fighting for. And you also need to be consistent, so don't give up when the first issue or problem arises. You need to fight through these problems, and with each problem that you get through, the stronger you will become. And so here's a fun little fact. So when I started drawing, so many people told me to give up, not to even try, because my competition would be huge. And they were correct in some ways because the competition was pretty large. I mean, you're competing with like millions of people all around the world. But guess what? As soon as the first problem comes up, so many people give up because people aren't good with dealing with problems. They just tend to give up. As soon as something gets difficult, they just give up. They don't even try. So such a large chunk of my competition just disappeared at the first problem. And so the more problems arise and the more problems you get through, the more walls you climb, the less and less competition you will have. And I never knew this in the beginning, but that's just what I experienced. And in the end, it's funny, it's only a couple hundred people that are left. and you can't even call them your competition anymore. At that point, they're your colleagues, your buddies, whatever, because you are the guys that made it through. And so I don't want to brag and say that I've made it to the top. I'm nowhere near the top, but I've accomplished so much more than I ever expected already. But there's still so much more for me to achieve. So instead of bragging, this should be an inspiration to you guys. I actually want to inspire you. That's the reason behind my YouTube channel. I want to share my experiences so that I get to inspire new people and let them know that as long as they believe in themselves, they can do so much more than they ever expected. Because when I started out, all I wanted to do was all I wanted to be able to do was to draw good anime faces, because there was a kid in my school that knew how to draw cute girls, and that's all I wanted to be able to do. I actually never dreamed of making money with this, and now I'm here living off of my art. And that's the message I want to bring across and bring to you. I want to tell you and let you know that it may look like you'll never be able to become a top level artist, but as long as you believe in yourself and keep going and keep pushing yourself, you need to be consistent. But as long as you are, nothing will stop you. Like literally nothing can stop you from ever reaching any of your dreams. And that's the main message I want to bring across, and it's so important. And I'm really thankful for the people that inspired me early on, that let me know that I am worth so much more and that I'm able to do so much more. There have been some very significant people in my life that have told me and showed me that I can do so much more. One of these people is my mom, and she has always supported me in everything that I do, and I'm so thankful for that. And she gave me that confidence that I have today. And she always let me know that almost as if I had superpowers, that I'm kind of like her little king and that I can do almost anything. And I know it sounds silly, but in the end, it gave me that confidence and that strength to just keep pushing through everything. Even when there was a huge roadblock, I just kept going and I never disbelieved myself. I always had trust in myself, and I knew that somehow I was able to do it. Maybe I didn't know the exact steps that I had to take in order to get forward and to improve and to make progress, but I knew that as long as I keep going, it'll happen sooner or later. So that's basically the message I wanted to bring across with this video and with my channel in general. Because life is short. Why not live it to your full potential? Be who you are and follow your dreams. It's so important, because I don't want to be that old person that kind of regrets his life because I haven't done what I actually wanted to do, even though I was able to. And I also don't want to say that I'm perfect. I'm still struggling with these same exact things. I'm not the all-knowing person. I know my mistakes. I don't always apply the things that I preach in my videos, so sometimes it sounds like I have the solution to everything. It's not that I have a solution for everything, and it's not like I apply all of my tips every day, but I try to as good as possible. So these videos, they kind of help me too. It's kind of like I'm writing a diary or something. I'm really interested in self-improvement and being yourself, like the absolute best of yourself. And that's all I'm trying to do. I don't try to compare to others. I'm always just trying to be the best version of myself that I can be. And that's what you should be doing as well. And as long as you're trying to do that, you will be fine. So compare yourself to yourself and have this mentality where you say, I don't give a fuck. I just care about being my own best version of myself. And guess what? If you're doing bad personally, you can't really help others. But when you're doing good and you're really happy with your own self, that's when you can share so much love with other people. So you have to be selfish in some kind of way and look after yourself first. And once you're doing good, that's when you can start helping others. So this is the main thing I wanted to say in this video. So let me know in the comments if you can somehow relate to this, or if this makes sense to you. I would really love to hear your opinion. And if you like this video, then perhaps give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you ain't subscribed yet. And as always, guys, I love you with all my heart and soul. Peace out.